Two defeatees. Now Beck. Chance for redemption. Favola, who's getting plenty of the ball, but in the wrong position at the moment. Beck, his third attempt in this play. Brilliant. Right to Favola. Favola closing on 25. Put that goal down to Beck. Favola gets the first of the game. The start of this combination is impressive. And Shaw receives. Inboard is the go here, and he finds Locuria, who will have to push for the ball. He didn't hard enough. Travis Cloak just on the ground. Oh, that is a magnificent sided kick for Lockyer, who will run and kick the goal. Travis Cloak take a bow.
That is why the raps on Travis Cloak are so big. You don't teach this, you can't coach this sort of stuff. You watch how quickly he sums this up. Well, we might get another look at it. Out of the corner of his eye, bit of peripheral vision, saw that Lockyer was free, and then was good enough to kick it into a space where he didn't even have to change stride. It was just beautiful work. He has got a massive upside, Travis Cloak.
To get something done with it at some stage. Goes very nicely to Maxwell. Loney has Lockyer and O'Brien. They combine. It ends up with Lockyer. Buckley on the end of this. Should have taken it. Picks it up. He'll go anyway, the champ. No. Yeah. I reckon he's got it. He has.
Good player, Nathan Buckley. What about that for a comment, Brian? Listen, Nick Walker got there. He got there. He just couldn't take the footy with him. I wonder whether this is the next phase in his career, Nathan Buckley. Out and out superstar, Brownlow medalist, done everything he can do in the middle of the ground. Can he become a 60 to 70 goal forward? It's an interesting question.
This is Thornton now. As a bounce. Goes to Wiggins, who's been busy since coming on the ground. Houlihan through the centre. Simpson wide if he needs him. Just goes along in search of Favola. Waits to pick up the straight, and his finish was even better.
Waite puts the Blues within a point. Middle stages of the second quarter. Lights are ablaze here at the MCG. Darkish day. O'Brien. Holland. It's been a very tactical game. Tarrant was wrapped up and will get the free. Even though Thornton wanted a bit of a free for the backhand clip. Now Tarrant goes short over the top and finds his man in Brodie Holland, and he marks it directly in front 35 out. Brodie Holland. This is at the punt road end of the MCG, what we think is into a bit of a breeze. Very blustery conditions. He's deliberate over the ball and he drives it down as he should, and he nails it.
Tarrant is three. Now they are three of the big guns for the Magpies that have had little impact at the minute.
French and Fraser. French did well. Got it to Stevens. Across the body, goal! Barnaby French, sensational work.
Nick Stevens, big ball winner. Be nice if he and in recent weeks Stevens, Houlihan and Scotland have had each a footy. But it'd be nice if they could get forward and at least put one goal apiece on the board, and that is a nice goal. Just hit Joshy Fraser on the mallet in actual fact. Ended up in Barnaby French's hands and sent it out to Stevens. All squared away.
Now worked his way over the last 3 weeks back into the Collingwood lineup. He's starting to play more minutes. Here's O'Brien. Thought about the second bounce, went the centering kick. Rocker's got good position. Couldn't hold it. Went to ground. Didak, Loney. Loney to Thomas. Did well, Simpson. Shaw! For Swan. It was the ladder. And Swan has nailed it.
Well, just one of those ones that you go to Anthony Rocker, get a contest, and then things can happen as a result. It's in the dangerous part of the ground. Kick the ball top of the square. No clear possession. But Nick Stevens, the man that's got Dane Swan, trailing him in a bit. So it goes both ways. You've got to run both ways. So maybe square the ledger there. Swan won. Stevens the previous goal for the Blues.
Scotland. Short to Carezza. Now they've got some options. Wait. Ball not delivered to him properly. The turnover could cost Carlton dearly. Johnson long. Lockyer takes the mark.
Beautiful kick of the footy as a rule.
Stretch it to a 2-goal lead. Kicking into some breeze. Looks good. Is good. 2 in a row for Collingwood.
Just the love for Leon. Oh, jeez.
Thrown in. Presti with the back of the fist. Bev can't trap the footy. Bentic had a go at it. Cloak's involved as well. He's got to get it out, Cloak. Oh, God. Look at the Blues just lying on him.
Gee, that is red hot. Which Carlton player is going to take it?
Well, Travis Cloak took a little peep out. You could see him just look at the umpire. I think that's what costed him.
How's he supposed to get... I guess the answer to that is, and this is why they're booing him, the question is, how is he supposed to get it out? And the answer from the umpiring fraternity is, it doesn't matter. Once you dive on it, all bets are off.
Houlihan must goal this for the Blues. Cap off some work, Gary, that they've done in the last 5 minutes.
I don't think Stevens is anywhere near him.
He is, just to the left. Houlihan, good player, right through the middle. Blues get some reward for effort. Houlihan. 80 out. This kick's now going to be important. Favola presents. Goes in that direction. Waits at the back. Gee, we've seen some attempts at marking in this half. Some big climbs. Time may run out here, but the Fair will take a shot. And he'll kick it down. Oh, big finish for the Blues. On the siren assaulted. And Gary, they go in with a half-time lead.
That's fantastic for the game, Jim. The underdog, the big underdog coming into the day against Collingwood, the powerful unit. Just a sobering thought, perhaps, as they go in on a high. There's the weight leap. Last week, the Maggies led by only a point at half-time and then went on to kick 10 goals 10 to 4 goals 6. So that would be the message that Dennis Fagan would be feeding his boys, but that is just no better note to head into the dugout. Oh, and Brendan Favola had a super first half of footy. In fact, it was a really enjoyable game of football.
Murphy swoops, now Simpson, sneaky little kick through traffic, didn't quite come off. Mercuria put his head over and won the hard one. This is going to spill nicely for Thomas. He beat a couple. Stevens and Downham's hurt himself as well.
Very fine.
Parrott now picks it up. He's got Didak running forward. Burns is in the hot spot here, and that's where it's going to go. He's got to attack it. He marks it on the chest. Just. So here he is, the veteran, former South Australian, Scott Burns. About 45 metres out, good length and great accuracy. Flies off to a flyer.
It's been very good. McLaren got that one down, but no one on the end of it. Here's Leon on the up to Didak. Didak to Thomas. They look like they might have popped a bit of a sting in the half-time break to Pies. Loney from long range. Left foot ball. Rocker! Did a great job of getting rid of Whitnell. He'll be on a very tough angle. You'd imagine he'll run around and improve that.
Just needs to think it through. No, that was a great decision, but the umpire has called time off, so back they go.
I don't think he had Gary.
I think he was putting him back around the mark, right? And he wasn't around enough, according to, I think that's our man, yes.
I didn't see the arm go up in the air.
I think once you blow your whistle to get back onto the correct angle, you can't then play on without getting there.
Two choices here. He must come back into the field and play, JV, before he does play on, otherwise he'll be called out of bounds. The other choice is just to go straight and right foot banana.
Well, let's see what he does. A lot of space behind the goal square, but just he's got to use his whole distance. That's what he's got to do, Brian. Get very close. Lance can't come over the mark.
Here we go with the banana of truth.
Well done.
Couple for the Pies, and they're up and about. He didn't. He sure has got it for Collingwood. But Buckley on will honour that lead. Buckley goes in the Fraser direction and gets it to him. Beautiful user of the ball, Nathan Buckley. Fraser down the line again for Leon Davis. Ball bounces. Oh, he bounces off a couple of tacklers. Then he has a bounce. Inside the 50 goes Leon! Donovan will kick the goal anyway. Beautiful football for Collingwood.
You might be wondering why you haven't heard him. He's up doing a handstand in the back of the box here. That was some beautiful. Look at the strength of him. Just shrugged off two tackles. Had a good look, summed it up, went to the square. I think pretty sure it would have gone through, but Didak, you've got to do the right thing there. You've got to take the mark if you're not sure. Goes on and kicks the goal, but looking forward to the next ball up. A little bit of Davis magic. And hasn't been in a massive flood. They've just started to win more of their share of the footy.
Long, Clement, Carrazzo and Johnson. Johnson tried to go with the one hand. Tarrant will come in and pick it up. Shovels a handball to Lockyer. Lockyer, the high one around the corner. Lecuria's run on from Koutafidis, and he has it. Rocker wants it long. Goes in that direction. Straight contact. And Big Peg wins most of it.
All right, now it's a bit of a, at least it's probably the advantage tips over to Anthony.
Well, it's a strength contest, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good kick, good result.
Third contested mark of the quarter for Rocker. This for his second of the third term, and it's there.
They're going to find some run to get it cross half back, because this man here has been on his own for most of the quarter and they just can't get it past him.
Clement, the beautiful kick to Fraser. Fraser feigns a handball, then goes in a pretty ordinary fashion. He's outmarked by Leon. A pygmy.
I think this distance will really test him.
I don't mind him, Brian. I reckon he's got some adrenaline pumping, the little man. Look at the drop punt from Leon. Have a look at it. Oh, my God. Bang!
Take it away, Brian, please. Clement is the man. Someone go and play on him.
Over the top to the other man. Leon. Just not quite handling the ball as he'd like, but lots of time. He'll get it back here. Delivers in the Burns direction. Rocker just goes with a pumping long ball. Tarrant and Thornton. They wrestle at the top of the square. Cooter's there as well. Dane Swan. Left foot. Beautiful.
No fluke about this. No luck involved whatsoever from Dane Swan. He knew exactly what he's doing. Good ball from Rocker. Belted it in. Bounce is pretty unpredictable. Ends up with Swan. He sums this up. He means that. There's no element of luck in that whatsoever.
Mike again just
He's working his way
working
around.
a little purple as Stevens to Koutafidis over the top. Scotland. Big trouble for Toronto. Wrapped up. Leon picks it up. No, didn't quite. Houlihan gets it going forward for the Blues. This could work out for them. Walker. Left foot ball. Long. Fisher will take the mark. Top of the square as Lockyer went to ground.
Went from Walker, who's got good legs, pushes up. This is the result.
Fisher to kick the Blues first of the second half. He's got it. Heath Shaw in Buckley's direction. Fisted away by Walker. O'Brien to Johnson. Steps around a couple. Looks to Thomas and/or Cloak. Thomas takes it. Around the body, not sure about the option. Brodie Holland, though, makes it work. And then he stabs at Collingwood. Look out, this is going to work for the Pies. Dijak will kick a goal.
He's second for the quarter, Alan Dijak. Leon Davis, Dijak and Rocker have kicked 6 goals for the quarter. Give you a bit of an indication of the way they're going forward this quarter. And Nick Stevens, I'm sorry, Brodie Holland had only one place to go. You had him hemmed in on the boundary. The only way out was past you. You just couldn't let him pass. The fact that you did cost your side a goal. And you've been good, Nick, but that one wasn't quite good enough. And Nathan Buckley at his feet. Just really poor decision.
So half forward for the Maggies. French and Holland. Fentic. Nice little smother there by Ben Johnson. Look at him. What a carrier. Burrowing out of the hole. And drills it down the throat of Tarrant. Tarrant hasn't got one today. The only big forward not to get one, and he's nailed this one home.
Looks like they're going to march onto a big win here. In fact, they may have it parcelled up so well, Gary, that they've just taken James Clement to the pine. Said, set it out. Don't need you. High ball forward. Almost McLaren. Carrazzo missed it. Picked up by Johnson. Bang, shot on goal is there.
Tell me. The floodgates about to just open wide, and the Magpies will they end up with 20 goals? They average over the past month 19 goals a game, and they're on track again after a very slow first half. This bloke's just, look at that, waited till he got swung into position and belted it onto his left boot, that dangerous left boot of his, Brian, straight through the middle. This has got a look of maybe Lance has to go back.
Swan just off the ground. O'Brien. Handball sideways is good to Tarkin Lockyer. There's Tarrant. Starting to find some good football late in the game. Burns.
He went hard for that, worked really hard. Wasn't helped by Josh Fraser. He was on his own. Fraser dragged 3 players into his space, but he kept coming at it.
Oh, there it is. And Burns will go over the top. Find Licuria.
Just keeps churning along, and he's a really fit footballer.
6 forward 50 entries to 0 this term in favour of the Pies. And Licuria adds to Carlton's woes.
Going on, why can't we get a possession?
5 touches, Brian, to Carlton in 6.5 minutes. 3 of them were clangers.
And 3 goals to Collingwood, and they lead it by 54. And still no possession down the middle for the Blues. Because O'Brien is going to handball to Holland. He's going to pop him inside 50. He may well go for home. Johnson at the back. Will mark. Still no possession for the Blues. Open the 5. The Kitty's second goal of the quarter. 4th in succession in this quarter for Collingwood. Johnson comes in. And it is a whopping 60-point Collingwood lead.
Back on the ground. There's Taz. Went without it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Scotland found Whitnell. Waite should end up with it. Nowhere to go. This handballs it back to Big Lance. He can load up. And that's a very talented finish.
What would they do without him?
So Carlton get their first goal of this final quarter off the boot of Lance Whitnell, who spent all day in defence and has stepped forward and done something for the Blues. Walker, Lappin intercepted O'Brien, who's been terrific out of the middle. Sends this one long. Rocker is just going to stand and fight with McLaren. Did it well off hands. Tarrant found Brodie Holland. Likes these opportunities to the goal. Where's the goal?
Well, up to 17. We're up to 17 goals for the Pies, 5 in 10 minutes of footy. This could end up anything here. Look at them. Look at the numbers around the footy. And when you're on a roll like this, they all bounce straight. They all bounce straight through the middle. Disappointing after the first half of footy by Carlton. He may have been conned. Not the top 2 or 3.
Gee, why is that, Gary?
Just got a gut feeling.
Bring it up back. Gets it to Leon Davis.
No, firepower demands that they be given the ultimate respect. They can finish top 4, Collingwood.
This is Dane Swan has a bounce. Then goes to ground. Handball on the up to Fraser. Goes back to Swan. Swan's low one's good to Didak.
They've kicked 11 goals in 40 minutes.
The thing about it is they've got to keep the big fellas up and about. What's been impressive is they had ordinary, slow, quiet halves, but they've all sort of contributed.
Alan Didak from long range. Gets close to the man on the mark, but gets the ball off the boot nicely. And I reckon it's a goal. Oh. He's punching the air, it's there.
Well over 12 dozen players in double possession figures. Harry O'Brien, who's learning as each game goes by, and look at the chain of handballs through the midfield. Collingwood now with Travis Cloak looking for Leon Davis, always too heavy for that. Mercuria, Didak, Loney the left footer, didn't go behind. 675, an excellent crowd considering the conditions. The G is bringing people back to football, make no mistake about it. Leon Davis for his second. Just magnificent, might even be 3, is it? It is 3.
He's that good, Leon, huh?
I think he might do 5 in a row and his mob's out by a mile. It's just a smile from the redhead.
What does he offer them, JB?
Oh, clearly very little. Walk around the body, and that's fantastic. Andrew Walker gets another one for the Blue Pack. I might have that wrong. It's McLaren by the look of that camera shot. Who slotted it?
No, I reckon you might have been right the first time.
Collingwood are looking to get the 20 goals. Back in the Murphy direction. He's outnumbered. Look at this. It's 4-1. 4 Collingwood players in the picture there to 1 in the initial contest. Johnson looking for the Maggie's 20th. Tarrant had 2 months on it. Offhand, Thomas, Docker, 20 forward.
4-1 on the wing. They win out when they can still find loose players in the middle of the ground. That's an indication of where the game is at. Eddie Betts, not good enough, Eddie. Got right under the footy. Well, actually, he ran Thomas under the footy, which meant that he should have been closer to the ball to get back onto it. And Thomas just got back, just wanted it more. Not desperate enough, Eddie Betts.
Clearly the Blues' most impressive unit out there today. And this man here, as Gary said, has been good as well. Thornton to Bannister. Into the middle of the bench. Promising build up for the Blues. But they've only got 1 target down forward, and that's the bowler at the moment. As Wiggins to get to his feet and bomb it along to that 1-on-1 contest. Clement for bowler. Off the ground. I think the bowler's got it. He got away with a push. It's a goal. Brennan Favola has kicked his 3rd of the day. He keeps it alive. He wants to turn it into a foot race. Lappin put his head over the ball and won it very, very impressively through the midfield. The Blues kicking poor. And Swan is just going to charge down here, and Collingwood are on. Buckley will try and draw the player so he can give it wide to Mercuria. Does that. This sets up Mercuria to the lead of Rocker, and that won't need it because Mercuria has kicked another goal. He's 2nd the quarter. Well, on the road for the first time this year. They travel next weekend to Subiaco Oval.
And without dodging your earlier question, isn't that a fantastic way to find out exactly where you're at as a footy club?
Collingwood have won by 72 points.
please. Final score here at the MCG. Collingwood 21-12, 138. Defeated the Blues 9-12, 66.